Okay, I'm going to walk through a quick example of how you can do an extract and assert layout using the test steps from the test palette inside of Provar. So first and foremost, you'll need a Salesforce connection in your test case. The connection can be to any application, just needs to be a valid Salesforce connection that you can use for the subsequent steps. Next, you'll need to drag and drop from the test palette a step called extract Salesforce layout. And what this looks like is here. It'll have a connection name parameter, and then it may take a second to load, but you'll be able to see all the objects that are listed for that particular connection for the org that connection goes to. So for example, if you're wanting to assert the opportunity layout, you would select opportunity. And then you'll just need to specify an Excel file or a data sheet to output this information. What that data sheet is going to end up looking like after this runs is like this. So if we expand this, you can see what it creates. So it captures all the field names, their labels, whether or not they're required, the field type. If it's a pick list, it'll capture all the values there. It'll also have a separate sheet for all the different sections that may appear on that page. So it'll capture all the section detail. And then lastly, it'll capture any different record type layouts that may be visible. So all of this information is captured from the metadata into the spreadsheet here for comparison later. So that extract step will take care of that. So basically you'll need to have your extract step to identify your point of reference for your later assertion. So this is going to extract it to this object layout spreadsheet. You can also include the field permissions if you want to validate those. I haven't in this example. The next step is going to be doing your assert Salesforce layout step. So this will be done at a later time. The parameters for this are the spreadsheet that you're going to be asserting against, and again, the object that you're going to be validating. So this is what the assert step will look like here. The assert step, again, will just specify the object name, and then which spreadsheet are you going to read from to validate that object layout against. And you can specify a number of different options here. This is all default. Again, if you specified the field permissions in the extract, you can do the assert field permissions here as well if you want to validate those. I haven't in this example. In this example, I've actually created the assert layout as a callable test case. You don't have to do that. So you could just do the extract and assert in the same test case. However, if you're wanting to extract at one point in time, you may want to extract, let's say on a Monday. And in this example, let's say I added a new field. So in this case, I have. What I've done is I've basically added a new field called test to the opportunity layout after I performed my extract. Then I just did a reload of all the metadata in Provar. You can do that by going into your org browser here, hitting the refresh icon and refreshing all the changed files, or you can refresh all the metadata by doing a full restart and deleting that metadata cache folder. Once the metadata is reloaded, you can verify that the field is showing up here inside of Provar. If I go to my opportunity object here, I should be able to find my field. There it is, test. All right, so this is the new field that I've added. If I look at my spreadsheet that I've created here, there is no field called test here in my extraction. So we won't see that. So I did the extract, I added the new field, and now I want to do the assert. So if I run this test case really quickly, I have disabled my extraction. I'm just going to do the assert. What it'll do is it'll read that spreadsheet and it will compare it to the current layout based on what it is right now in the org. So it's going to do a field by field comparison of all the information in that entire table. If there's any differences, the test step will fail. So if we look at this log here, it has failed as expected. We can see all the comparisons here, and we do see that there is an unmatched object field, test underscore C. So that's the new field that we've added. The same thing would happen if there's a new section or anything like that. If there's any differences at all in those two comparisons, it will fail the test step. Hope this was helpful.